Hi everybody, welcome back or welcome to my channel Jonrepeat, where I react to iconic music, artist albums and other bits and pieces and put stuff on repeat. In light of the new Wicked film that's coming out, I am going to be doing a Who Is retrospective deep dive into Ariana Grande. If you don't know who Ariana Grande is, she's an American singer. She started her career when she was literally a child, on 13 on Broadway. She was part of the original cast, and then she obviously played Cat Valentine on Victorious and on Nickelodeon and Sam and Cat. She has grown into a cultural icon and she's one of my favorite artists, so I am so excited to do a deep dive and just go through her career. So the first song that I'm going to react to is going to be The Way. So this was her first breakthrough hit. I know she did like Put Your Hearts Up, but she kind of disowned that one, so we're not going to count that one. So this is obviously The Way featuring Mac Miller. Let's go. So in the beginning of her career, she got a lot of comparisons with Mariah, obviously because of her vocal range, etc. This is just such a fun bop. Like, I remember when this came out and I was just vibing to it. It was just a good time. This really kick-started Mac Miller's career as well. And it's just a really good collaboration. It's really fun. She's talking about, like, you know, I just can't get enough of you. When you're just so infatuated with somebody and, you know, that sort of talking stage where you're not sure how they feel about you. It's just really fun and the perfect way to introduce Ariana. And it also weirdly has a lot of nostalgia. It's very reminiscent of earlier pop works beforehand. So I think that that plays into its, like, popularity, you know. I love this song as well because I love the way that the vocals are constructed. So you've got like the chanting, the hey, or the ad-libs, and I love the way You Make Me Feel. That like always reiterates throughout, so it's so catchy. And this is the perfect song to show off not only her vocal range but like her agility as well, like all of those runs. And as we'll see going forward, like her vocal stylings have always been very influenced by like R&B. They've been influenced by, you know, these classic pop tunes. So it was just a really great introduction to her and it's just fun, you know? Woo! Oh, perfect demonstration of those vocals and the call-in, the sort of ad-libs and the harmonies there. It's brilliant. I also remember the music video because it was like her and Mac Miller and they were like dancing. They had like the balloons and the cameras and I think, and then like they started kissing, and again it's like, even though it's not necessarily tied to the music, it really put her like in the spotlight. And like she had been known for her relationships throughout her career, which is confirmed at Artistry. So it's very interesting how this initial debut turned out, but it's just such a fun song. So that was The Way from her debut album Yours Truly, and that was in 2013. So the next song I'm going to listen to is from My Everything, and that was released in 2014, and this is Problem featuring Iggy Azalea. Now, before we start the song, let me tell you, around about this time period, Iggy Azalea was literally on every single feature. She was everywhere. So this was very topical at the time. And it's very reminiscent of the early 2010s. But let's just dive in. It's just really iconic. I know Ariana Grande, she really makes fun of this song because the singing is so high and it's really difficult to sing and is a lot, but she wouldn't be the artist that she is now without this era. She had so many hits on this album. She had like, obviously she had Problem, but she also had like Love Me Harder with The Weeknd. She had Break Free with Zed. What I like about this as well is it's got Big Sean's vocals on. So Big Sean, obviously, she was dating him at the time, so it was very topical. And it was just like a moment in time. Like, it was just all of these different influences and all these different sort of external things came together to make this song. It's really cool. Honestly, it was such a fucking iconic song with the rap. And it's interesting because like this song's all about like, you know, I've got one less problem without you. You know, like I don't want to be with you anymore. And I've just got to like move on. It's like so sassy. And Iggy really complements this song perfectly. And it's just something that's like a really universal message that I think a lot of people can relate to as well. You know, there's always that one person in our lives who like we hold a candle for, but like, you know, I've got less problems without you. Too problematic for me. Too dramatic. We don't need that. It's also got the saxophone as well, which is so reminiscent of this time. I mean, I remember hearing all these saxophone samples in like every single pop song. It was very relevant. Okay, so that was Problem. The next song I'm going to listen to is Dangerous Woman from Ariana's album Dangerous Woman, released in 2016. This was when she was kind of embracing a more mature sound, and it was very like sultry, and she had so many amazing hits. I really wanted to do Into You as well, but I'm keeping it to 6 tracks. But I think that Dangerous Woman really showcases like her move in a more mature direction. Let's go. Yes! Every time I hear this song, it makes me feel so sultry. It makes me feel so like badass. And I think that's the energy of it. And when you like somebody and they just light this sexual fire within you and this like chemistry you have, and it just makes you feel powerful and in control. And this is like the era that she's feeling that and, you know, stepping more into that. Also, her vocals in this are so, so good. And she's got the classic, oh yeah. It's amazing. Wow! I mean, her vocals are incredible. And what I really like about this song as well is like the climax of the song there. It's like a steady build-up. And her vocals, as they get higher and higher, it's building up that tension more and more and more. And then obviously it's released, you know, throughout this. So it's like really powerful. Her vocals shine so amazing on this. And I also love the album cover of this, just as a side note, with the bunny ears. Like, I fucking hate that. It just looks so stupid. But she's owning it, and I love that. Come on, Vocoder. Okay, so the next song I'm going to listen to is No Tears Left to Cry. And so this was from her album Sweetener in 2018. So yeah, let's go. Heavenly. So this was following the Manchester bombing that happened in 2017. So she had a really lot of personal struggle during that period. And I think that this song really showcases a great bridge between Dangerous Woman, My Everything, Yours Truly, all of her previous works with her new direction that Sweetener went into. You know, obviously you've got in the beginning, like you've got her hitting those high notes. They sound so beautiful, so melodic. And then obviously you've got in the chorus, you've got her kind of, it sounds like she's rapping almost. And it's really akin to what Sweetener really is, you know, and the new direction she went into after that tragedy. So it's a really great song for that. So she's always got the harmonies, which I love about Ariana, and that's why I love her, and she's one of my favourite artists, because she's still got that. I mean, obviously, given the tragedy, like, there was so much hate, there was so much pain and destruction there. And she's saying like, we're too fly to partake in all the hate. And she's like, you know what, we're moving forward from this tragedy together as a fandom, as a collective. It's a beautiful song. Woo! It sounds biblical almost, the way that her vocals are stacked. Absolutely beautiful and so inspiring. Oh, so that obviously was No Tears Left to Cry. That's my mum's favourite song as well, just as a shout out to my mum, love ya. But yeah, the next song will be Thank You Next from Thank You Next, the album, and this was released in 2018. Let's go. Wow, so her personal struggles, girl, she's been through a lot. So the same year, obviously she was engaged to Pete Davidson, then Mac Miller died, and she was like really struggling obviously with that, the breakdown of a relationship with Pete, and then obviously the death with Mac Miller. So I love this beginning. It's so iconic. She mentions all of her exes by name. And I remember the music video for this because it was like inspired by all of these like old cult classic films like Mean Girls, Legally Blonde. And this is such honest songwriting. And I think from No Tears Left to Cry, we kind of got a picture of how she's such a talented songwriter herself, and putting in that pain of all of the things that happened and using that within music as a form of therapy. And she really repeated this with Thank You Next. A lot of people argue that Thank You Next is like her magnum opus as an artist. And this was her first #1 hit on the Hot 100 Billboard. The Billboard Hot 100. Not me talking like a granddad. the Hot 100 in the US. So this was a huge, huge hit. I mean, what a beautiful message as well of thank you next, in a way of saying, it didn't work out with you, but like, love ya, and thank you for all you taught me, but next chapter. And, you know, during this period of her life, which was so tumultuous and really difficult, she really wanted to put that message across of like, thank you next, like let's move on to the next thing, let's move on to something positive, let's try and use this negative experience as a way of bettering myself, bettering you, and finding what's right for me. And obviously that's repeated later down in her career with Eternal Sunshine and stuff. It's just beautiful to see. Again, it's like the self-love there, and saying like, with my name's Ari and I'm loving myself, and that's the relationship I really need to be in right now, which is a beautiful message. And also like her vocals really shine in the song as well, but they're a lot more low key. And then eventually we see, obviously with Positions, she leans more into the R&B side, and you can really hear that like that's like the next logical step after this album as well. So I love seeing how her vocals have evolved and changed throughout her career, and how it's informed each of the album and each of the era. Yes, girl! I just love the confidence as well. I was like, because she was like, she was talking about like, obviously the breakdown of the relationship and things like that. And God forbid something happens. At least the song is a smash though. Like at least I'm cunt, which is everything. Yes. Also, the production really is in sync with her vocals. I mean, they're so in sync there. It's absolutely amazing. So the final song that I'm going to listen to is Positions from her 2020 album, Positions. I listened to Eternal Sunshine, so I will link that down in the bio. Just for the purpose of this review, I've done 6 tracks that I think really define Ariana's career. But yeah, I welcome you to listen to Eternal Sunshine with me as well. If I had more room, I would have put all of her songs in because I absolutely love her, but I'm just trying to be fair, you know. So the next song I'm listening to is Positions. Oh, I love the guitar! She's aware of her patterns, and this is where she's kind of getting a little bit more understanding of her patterns and the way that she approaches relationships and things. She doesn't want to repeat history. Obviously, we know now that, like, you know, because she was with Dalton at the time. But love how she's leaning more into the R&B side of this song. I love Positions as well. I think a lot of people thought it was like, obviously it's a follow-up to Thank You Next, and Thank You Next was such a beautiful personal album, but Positions also slaps. So good. I think that this really, I know it's obviously the message is about like switching up positions in a relationship, how, you know, you're keeping your lover on the toes, so to speak. But she really does switch up positions in terms of like her career and the genres that she dives into. I mean, she's dived into pop, she's dived into like EDM in the previously in her career. She's obviously had like the trap inspired sound in Thank You Next, and now with R&B. So it's kind of maybe akin to her as well, like alluding to like her versatility as an artist. I remember she talked about the music video for this, and she was like the president, and she was talking about it, and she was like, Dalton was like, why don't you just be the president? She was like, yeah, sure. I just love it. I think her vocals as well and the harmonies are so beautiful. I remember hearing like someone deconstructing like the chorus and like all the melodies she put in there, and it's just absolutely fantastic. See, that's the balance you have to get in a relationship. Meet the mum on a Sunday, but make a lot of love on the Monday. It's about the duality, right? You want to be like respectable, you know, you want to meet the partner, like all your friends, all their family members, but you also want to get a bit freaky as well. Love it. It just hits so hard. It's just such a good song. I absolutely just love it. Love it. The vocals, the harmonies, everything. Oh, those whistle tones. Beautiful. Okay, so that was it. That was my Who Is series on Ariana Grande. And what are some of your favourite tracks from Ariana Grande? What's your favourite era from Ariana? Let me know in the comments. And let me know if there's anyone else you'd like me to do a Who Is series episode on and a deep dive into. And any other songs you want me to listen to, anything like that, let me know. And thank you so much for listening. If you like this, then please like and subscribe. It really helps support my growing channel. And yeah. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Bye!